Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this today's episode, we are going to see how we can control any IoT application without writing any single lines of code. Yes, you have listened right. So I have come up with the very new IoT platform named CADIO. With the help of CADIO IoT platform, we can able to control any IoT device without writing any single lines of code. So in this video, we are going to see how we can flash CADIO firmware into our ESP32 board. And second, we are going to see how to configure a ESP32 I/O ports with the help of CADIO applications. And third, we are going to see how we can map any sensors with the CADIO device like IR sensor, DHT humidity temperature sensors. And at the last, we are going to see how we can configure our CADIO device with the Google Home and the Alexa. So without wasting some more time, let's get started. So guys, let's start with the downloading the firmware from the internet. So you can just directly Google it and about the CADIO home automation. So we'll get the firmware from here. So I will be attaching the link for the same. So go to the download center. Into the download center, we can enable the links for the Android and the iOS application also. Here we have the link for the ESP8266 firmware and the ESP32 firmware. So I'm having the ESP32 board, so I'm going to download the firmware for the ESP32. So just download it, and apart from downloading the firmware, we need the flash tool as well. So there is one more point here. So right now the flash tool is only available for the Windows applications. So right now I'm having the Mac OS with us. So if you have any Windows application, you can able to flash. So right now I am going to flash the firmware with the help of Windows. So I am having the Windows with me into the virtual box. I'm going to open it. Guys, just I have opened the Windows in the virtual box and I have downloaded the same folders here also. One is the CADIO firmware and second is the flash tools. So let's look into it, the CADIO firmware. So inside this firmware we'll get the folders like these: 0 cross 1000, 0 cross 8000. So these we need to select and we need to give the addresses like as shown below. So let's go back to the flash tools now. So just we'll directly going to open the flash tools. So I have connected the our ESP32 board with the PC. Now just I'm going to open the flash tools. It is here, flash tool 3.9.4 I have downloaded, so you can download also the same. It is opening. As I have opened it inside the virtual box, that's why it is a bit slow. If you have a Windows PC, then you can open it. Just need to select the chip type and then just need to click on the OK. So I have selected the firmware files .bin files and given the addresses for the all. So for one I have just going to show it also. So we need to click on the browse and then we need to select the firmware. So in my case I have already selected it, so you can select like this. You can go to the each, you need to follow the same sequences like 1000, then 8000, then 10,000 and E000. So like that you need to select the bin file from the 1000 folder and you need to give the address here. Same for the 8000, 10,000 and E00, and you need to select these checkboxes. So after this you will need to select the COM port in which your ESP board is selected. I have selected it here as a COM3. Then first you will erase the firmware. So it is syncing, and then once you will get a message as finished, then you can good to go for the firmware flashing. So now it is showing it as a download one. We can wait it for some time. In the previous you can also see the logs as well. So now it is showing finish. So that means our firmware inside our ESP32 board is erased. Now after selecting these files, and then we can click on the start button. Once we will click on the start button, it is again, it will take some time and it will flash the firmware. You can see it here. Same, you can see a message as finished. It is started. It is flashing. So while flashing, please do not unplug the ESP32 board. It might damage the hardware. So it is completed and we'll get the messages finished. That means our flash firmware is flashed successfully. So now let's go to the mobile application and let's see how we can going to configure our CADIO device. So hello guys, now I have connected my ESP32 board with the power and it is blinking with the blue LED. That means it is trying to connect with the Wi-Fi network or it is in the AP mode. So also I have downloaded the CADIO application into my iPad, as we can see it here. So in my case I have already signed up. You can, if you want, you can create an account here. I am going to directly log in into the app. As we can see, there is nothing here right now because we are going to add the Wi-Fi device now. So for that we'll directly go to the Wi-Fi settings, and in the Wi-Fi settings, as it is in the AP mode, we can find the CADIO underscore E058, this particular Wi-Fi AP here. So we'll directly connect to this AP, and now we'll go back to this app. Now we'll go to the configuration menu. Here we can see it will directly detected the ESP32 board and it will shows us the configuration page. So here we'll configure the CADIO AP name. Later if we'll going to configure the Wi-Fi network, so this particular name should be appeared. So here we can see the switches mode. So there are three types of switches. One is the normal, that is the classic switches that is already present in our home. Second is the three-way switches, and third is the press button. So press means sometimes there is a touch based switches, push based switches, like that here. So I'm going to select the press switches because I'm in our breadboard. We are going to use the push switch for now. So this is totally depend upon your use cases and your wiring structure. So, and the switches handling must be as an interrupt. So interrupts and the polling facility, both options are there. So we'll going to select interrupts as it is much faster. So, and also the switches wiring must be pull up or a pull down. So this is the, I'm going to select as a pull up only. So again, this is again depending upon your wiring network. So the relay modes must be set as active high, software serial as a no. So this option is available if you want to connect your ESP32 board with the external devices such as controller, or you want to see something from this serial into your PC screen. Then also you can connect with the help of serial monitor. So this option is for that. Right now we are not going to use serial, and the remote controller of 433 megahertz as also is no. So this particular also we are not going to utilize for now from our board. So we am going to select as a no for now. Later on we'll see if any specific requirement must be there, we can check then. So NTC protection we are not going to use. Configuration button is set as a 0, that is the built-in button of this. So as it is also set as a pull up switch. Now indicators also set as a 16 active low to active low for the cloud LED. So that is again these two LEDs. So now this is our devices list. So up maximum 21 devices from our ESP32 board we can configure it here. So now which devices we are going to cover. So first we'll see device types is available of these, like on off switch, RGB, sensor, DHT, IR, shutter and debug. So first we'll create one normal on off switch, and here we'll define the GPIO for that particular switch. So right now I'm considering 12 GPIO pin for this switch, and there is a manual switches option is also available. So if you want to connect the manual switches, so I'm going to select this also. So I'm selecting 14 for the manual switch. Now there are more options here. So if you want to control the RGB LEDs, so you can connect it here. If you want to connect any sensor, then you can select this. If you want a DHT sensor, there is specific option for the DHT and the IR available here. So we are going to see the normal switching, DHT sensor interfacing and the IR sensor interfacing here. So we're going to configure at the same time. So DHT I'm going to configure at the 27 number pin, or any pin. 22 pin is also fine, so it is nearby here only. We'll select 22. And the for IR also we need to select the transmitter and the receiver pin. So that is again we're going to select it here now. 15, 16, that's it. We can also, you can change as per your requirement, and please take the screenshot also of the same, because in the later stage you will not able to see this page again. So I'm going to take this screenshot and save it for the later stage. So once it is done, you can save this configuration and click on the next. So I'm going to click on this tick button, and once it is save the configurations, now it is asking for the Wi-Fi SSID and password so that it will connect to that particular network. So we're going to select this my network, and I'm going to type the password for the same. So unit name you can type it as it is, nothing like I'm going to give this. This is the basically a device name that is going to show in your page. So now configuration password is also available here. So let's suppose if you want to reconfigure the Wi-Fi specifications, then this password should be helpful. If you don't want to use the password, you can keep it as an open. In my case, I want to check, then that's why I'm going to use the password 12345, a very basic password, and going to click on the save button. So now you can see the LED blinking is getting stopped. So, and now it is disabled. That means it is connected to the Wi-Fi network. So let's see, is my CADIO device is now going to be disabled from this AP mode or not. Yes, it is getting disabled from the AP mode. Now connect your iPad to the Wi-Fi device, and now see whether we are able to see the devices or not. Yes, here we can see the list of the devices that we have just added here. So now let's connect the sensors, LEDs, push switches to the ESP32 board and try to check now. So now guys, I have configured the ESP32 board connection as per the that we have set it inside our application. So let's try one by one. So first try with the LED pin only. So if we'll turn it on the LED, we will see the LED is getting turned on here. So we'll turn it off. You can see the LED is getting turned it off here. So let's try for the DHT sensor. So once I have just connected the DHT sensor, I have turned on the ESP32, I am getting the temperature and the humidity reading directly. But if in case you are not able to get the readings, what you can do, you can just change the sensor type as per your DHT sensor. So I'm just skipping this also. Now it's turn for the IR thing. So just for the IR sensor, what you have to do, I have just told we have connected the IR receiver and the IR transmitter. So receiver work is like that. When we are going to pair the remote, existing remote, to get control of the applications, so then the IR receiver needs to be configured. So for that we'll go to the add new controller. In this place I'm going to control my site lights, so that's why I'm going to click as a light, and the controller name I'm going to give it as a site window lights. That's I'm going to give, and I'm saving it here. Now we can see a game like pad is visible here. So what we need to do, we need to assign some values to it. So for assigning, we'll go to the assign and click on the yes, and now it is asking for the buttons. So click on the button, and now we need to pair it. So first I'm going to pair my on button. So I'm clicking on the on. So it's showing it done. Click on the other button to assign. So I'm going to click on the another button. I'm going to click on the off button. Now it is showing done, click other button to assign. So these two only buttons I am right now going to be configure. So just save it. Now let's try. So guys, the LED sensors of my side lamp is below my table. So I'm just shifting a little bit here. I'm going to show it to you also. I'm placing the sensor here and now going to turn on my LED. So as we can see, we are able to turn it on. Similarly, we can also turn it off. So in the same manner, we can configure anything like television, air conditions, anything we can configure it to our this particular device. Thank you guys for watching this particular video. I hope that you will learn something from this video. If you like this CADIO IoT platform, please hit the like button. If you haven't liked this CADIO IoT platform, please comment down below with your suggestion what is missing inside this CADIO IoT platform right now. I'm trying to create more videos for this CADIO IoT platform to explore about how much feasible or how much we can configure the sensors with this IoT platform. Right now there are few things like we cannot control a fan with the capacitive dimming method, something like that. So I hope that in the upcoming versions of the firmware we can get these features. So till then, if you want some other types of video, please suggest your suggestions in the comment box. I will try to create the videos for that. So till then, bye bye. I will be seeing you in the next video.